Today we're going to be talking about 3D modeling. In DroneDeploy, you can have an automated way to enhance a 3D model. Now we have a standard mapping, as we can see on the left-hand side. Standard mapping is going to be having the camera at 90 degrees down throughout the flight in a landmark pattern. However, we also have the enhanced 3D button that is going to allow you to have a perimeter flight or a crosshatch. The perimeter flight is going to have a flight at the end through the perimeter of the polygon with the camera pointing towards the center of that polygon. Whereas the crosshatch is going to have two passes, up and down, left and right, but with the camera always at 65 degrees. Now, these two options can be combined. You can have both of them or either or. The perimeter is going to have in the center passes, the camera at 90 degrees, and it's not going to change the angle until the end, until it goes to the perimeter towards the center of that polygon. But the crosshatch is going to have the camera always at 65 degrees, always with an angle. So that one is going to be better for a very complex structure or a very complex site. If you have a very simple structure like a single building, the perimeter flight should give you enough data to get a very decent 3D model. Now, take a look at the 3D model example. You can see that we have a crosshatch on the top in this example, and then we have manual captures throughout the sides of the building. And I can see that they're manual because there's some variance on the altitude. Now, this is something that is also recommended if you have a very complex building, or if you have a set of different buildings where you might have hidden corners. If you have hidden corners that cannot be easily seen from the top, even with a crosshatch, it is recommended to take some manual captures on the sides or in those hidden corners and integrating them into the upload. That is very doable, but you do have to be conscious of having the pictures to have common tie points. So if I take a look at the crosshatch on the top, I can see the roof pretty well here with this picture. If I take a picture from the bottom, I want to make sure that I can also see parts of that roof that can be tied to the pictures on the top. If I take a picture too low right here, without an intersection point, you might have a situation where the software cannot tie these two together and not be successful in the stitching. So a middle ground like this one, it's good. Since this is a very simple building and we can see the bottom pretty well, this was enough for this. But if you need another capture in the bottom, you want to have this transition in the middle. So you can take this one and then come all the way to the bottom and take another one, because here we have common points to this one. And then from here we have common points to the top. Now, whenever you don't have these captures from the vertical features of a building, you can get something like this, where you have melting. And you can see that the change is very dramatic between one side that had the pictures and the other one that didn't. Now, in order to get a flight like this in an automated way, you have a couple of options. Whenever I create a flight plan, by default, it's going to come as a crosshatch. And you can see on the left-hand side, it does have the enhanced 3D on. I'm going to toggle it off, just so you can see the difference. Here, we're only going to have the lawnmower pattern with the camera at 90 degrees down or nadir. But if I toggle it on, it's going to go back to the crosshatch, where you're going to have the camera at 65 degrees through all the capture. Now, I can also go to the advanced settings and toggle off the automatic settings so that I can switch between perimeter or crosshatch. In this case, we have both of them. You can have just one of them, or you can change to the perimeter like this, where you have just the perimeter flight with the camera pointing towards the center of the polygon, or combine it with a crosshatch. Now, sometimes you're going to have to do multiple captures if you want the best 3D model possible. Like in this example, we have this church with some facade lights on the side, but also circular flights around the tower. And this is the best way to get a good reproduction in a building like this. Just to show you another example of a complex structure, we have a crosshatch on the top, and we have the circular patterns on the towers. And we also have some manual flights to capture the facade.